With a heart full of gratitude and a mind full of peace. It's how you should live. It's how you should be. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind full of peace. That's how you should love. That's how you stay free.
Hey,
Let's go. What's up?
how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just running around today. I'm sure Monica will be on in a second, but tonight we're talking about the art of goal setting, which I'm excited to talk about, especially to hear. I feel like Monica has a little bit more of a step-by-step goal setting situation, and that's where I've struggled, I feel like, because I know that when it comes to goal setting, I always try to and it's weird because I'm married, right? So I have a partner and I like to discuss to make sure we're on the same page. Like, hey, if this is the goal that we want to reach in 5 years, let's backtrack from there to figure out how we're going to get there, which it's funny because him and I have two different personalities. So I don't think the way that we do goal setting is the same. So we've clashed with that in the past. We have the same end goal, but we're not. I know that he has it all in his head, but I'm the type of person that I need like a step by step, and I want to be able to track what I'm doing to see the progress because all the times that, and I'm sure everybody's experienced this, you set a goal and it's really easy to not recognize the achievements that you're making because they might be a little bit smaller than what you're expecting to see, and you don't see it till the end where you're like, dang, I didn't even realize like I did X, Y, and Z, but because I wasn't tracking it that way, I didn't acknowledge it. And we've talked about this in the past, like the gap in the gain. Like it's so easy to look at what you're missing versus what you have accomplished. So yeah, I'm excited about tonight. What do you think, Corey?
Yeah, definitely. There was a point where I was tracking my morning routine at one point, especially, and it really is very helpful. And to see where you did accomplish, or maybe where you dropped the ball a little bit, or maybe something slipped through the cracks a little. So yeah, visualization is really, I think, important with goal setting. And for me, Google. If it wasn't for Google Calendar, like I'd be screwed big time. So I'm a huge fan of the Google Calendar. But then ultimately I think just being very clear on your intentions for your goals is a crucial thing, right?
Mhm.
Visualization with that, writing stuff out, such as having it in the Google Calendar. But I think what's also really crucial for me is bumps in the road, things that start to that can change those goals a little because it's going to happen. Like it's things are going to get switched up a little bit because like nothing ever goes as planned, right? For me at
Mhm.
least, it's probably just my luck. But I think being adaptable and aware, like ready, knowing that's going to take place, and just being able to pinpoint it and being clear and honest with yourself to make those changes immediately and recognize it and just call it truth. But not that that's gonna stop you from reaching your goals, right? But I think that's something very crucial for me that is just inevitable with setting goals. I set a lot of goals out in the beginning of the year, like most of us probably do. And it's like we're closing in. We're in our fourth quarter, right? Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Sorry, it's um,
2 weeks in, but yeah.
yeah, man. So it's like, hey, I'm already starting to think about okay, some of the things that I'm doing now that are going to set me up for 2025. I think just visualization is coming up big for me right now in this discussion. Um,
Okay.
and then being adaptable for the changes that are inevitably going to happen along the way.
Yeah, I like that word a lot, being adaptable, I think, because at least for me too, I feel like I've had this picture in my head of even for example, when it comes to having kids, right? Because that's something Ray and I are working towards. And for the longest time, I've had this idea of, okay, but I don't want to have kids until I'm 100% ready to have kids. And what I mean by that is I want to have kids in the framework of being able to focus on them 100% and not have to worry about a job. And maybe that stems from my mom having me at a young age, and she had to completely focus on work to maintain our family. And I never wanted to have that balance of feeling like I wasn't able to be there for my kids' milestones or whatever. But I'm starting to recognize that the picture I have in my head might not be exactly what the situation looks like for me, and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's like we can't have everything exactly perfect the way that we think it's going to be, because it's never going to be that, like you said. And that's a hard pill to swallow in any regard of what it is that, you're thinking about or you have goals for. It's like you want it to be exactly how you picture it, but sometimes it's not supposed to be that way either. And you don't know until you get there.
100%, 100%. And it could be even better than what you expected too.
Yeah,
Which is really
exactly.
cool. Which is really cool. And that is a great pill to swallow.
Yeah. I would say for me, the one thing that I've experienced that I can tangibly say, because in the past, I've always had that goal of losing weight. I think that's a common one for people, but I really didn't see a major shift or change in that goal for myself until, like I was saying earlier, you have something that you're tracking to be able to get to that goal. For me, it was actually 75 hard. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, having it's
Awesome.
essentially it's a like a mental toughness program, and there's 5 things that you're supposed to accomplish every day for 75 days straight. And that for me was like the biggest experience I had in terms of not only just the weight, but like also my discipline and seeing things differently. Like I was like, okay, I have to get this done because I made a commitment to myself to do so. And without having that, like even just knowing, okay, my 75 days ends on this day, and kind of have something to look forward to, and having that goal essentially, I want to complete this, being able to track it along the way was really something that pushed me to keep going. And so that's my framework of how I like to look at goal setting, is understanding what the goal is and then backing track what are the steps I have to take in order to reach that goal. And then, yeah, just jotting it down along the way. I know people talk about SMART goals. I don't know if you guys are familiar with SMART goals. I had to look it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's another one too that people use. And hi, Monica. Good to see you.
What up, Monica? Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's up? Sorry, guys. It's
All
wild
good.
out here in these streets.
All good.
I'm glad you made it safe.
So that was pretty cool though. That was pretty cool though. So metrics are huge, tracking, and it
Mm-hmm.
looked like so smart goals. Man, somebody explain. That'd be great. I'd love to tack on that.
I was about to put it in the chat, to be honest.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, go for it.
Okay.
SMART goals, it's
Yeah.
specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and
And
man, I can't read my own. Yeah, time something. Time
and
bound.
Oh, I did not mean to send them individually.
Oh,
smart goals are pretty smart.
do you
Yeah.
use that, Shirag?
Yeah, I've been using smart goals for a long time. I actually learned it almost a decade ago, but never really put it into full effect until like recently. So definitely good stuff.
Okay, cool. So what does that look like for you when you say put into
Uh,
effect?
so essentially everything I do like on a daily basis has a SMART goal, right? So every essential thing that I'm working on, I got to be specific with it, has to be measurable. There has to be action items or achievable. Is it relevant to the entire process that's going on, and what's the time frame? It really puts SMART goals really help me get to that exponential thinking realm that I want to be on. Will this goal get me to the next step? An example would be the collaboration I wanted to do with my sister and her book. She's launching a children's grief book at the end of this month. And with what we're doing with the nonprofit, it all revolves around mental health. So we're building healing centers wherever we're doing our developments now. So it'll allow mental healing as one of the bases. But the SMART goal there was we needed to do something specific. So it was launched the Pockets of Sunshine Healing Centers named after her book. What's measurable is that we actually have a plan and a layout of putting the first center and pictures, and we have like renderings. Actionable, we've already put it into work with other mental health organizations that are within our county. Is it relevant? Yes, because everything in affordable housing all surrounds mental health. And the time frame is her book launches on the 29th. She's coming down here by May for National Mental Health Awareness. So the time frame is to have one center for her to do by then.
That's awesome.
That's man, that's a lot of clarity for these goals that we're all setting. I think to have it in have that format at the top. That's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, and then as everything comes in, is it smart, right? Literally, is it smart to enter in? And From that, I created a SMART goal. I met her publicist. I signed a PR deal. I'm going to be writing a mental health book for men in the next 4 or 5 months. And then she wants to get me on a TEDx talk in 6 months. So these are all, again, another SMART goal that I put together is how do I achieve that? And what's the time frame, right? So 6 months is the time frame. Specific, I want to get a book launched and I want to get on a TEDx talk, right? Measurable. Every week we're updating a Google Drive to see what our next step is. And then the actionable items is scanning my journals, getting the publisher to read it to help me formulate a book direction. And is it relevant? Hell yeah, it's relevant. Yeah, pretty much everything now gets structured as a SMART goal. I just never realized it until you brought it up.
That's
That's
cool,
awesome.
man. That's big stuff, brother. I love to hear that, man. I always
I,
love
I got
that
I got a
going on,
chance to
man.
meet Corey for the first time in St. Pete, which was dope.
Oh,
We
that's
manif-
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, we manifested meeting and unfortunate times it came across. But oh, which reminds me, my lender wants to talk to you, so I gotta send you his info if you haven't found
Oh,
that house thing.
yeah. Either way, it's pretty major.
Hey, you inspired me to do teardowns in that area now. We actually have one option, one property in that same city for a potential teardown. So if it's considering something you want to do, just don't throw it out the window because we might be
Yeah,
doing one in that same area.
dude, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, there's tons of that going on in Arlington Park in
Yeah.
Sarasota area.
But yeah,
Big
smart
time.
goals, great stuff.
I love
Big
it.
time, man. Love it, dude. It was good to meet you too, buddy.
All right,
Right on.
Monica, let's hear what you got. I was already telling
Okay.
people, I was like, I'm excited to hear what Monica's got because I feel like it's a little more thorough. And I think that's really the importance of the goal setting, like with the SMART goals too. The first thing is being specific. And I think writing
Exactly.
it down and putting a timeline to it, all those things, I think really do have to go into a goal to really make sure you see it through.
Yeah. I don't know who is available to actually write things down. I know not everyone, some people are on the move, some people are doing other things, but I created a quick little breakdown of, I don't know if anyone's read or listened to Jim Rohn's The Art of Exceptional Living. Obsessed with it because I really enjoy the way he talks. So for sure, listen to the audiobook because he's just an entertaining person and seems to have a really warm heart, which always just makes things better to listen to. And so I took his goal setting and broke down basically the steps that he goes through in his seminars, which is really what the art of exceptional living is. It's like one of his seminars or one of his talks that he does, and they recorded it. And he allows people to do the goal setting with him. And so I thought if everyone's down, maybe we could just run through it and give ourselves time to write down our goals and follow kind of his guidelines for writing down a whole lot of goals. And then you break them into 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year goals because we want to achieve the ones that are in our 1 year bucket first. You pull out 3 of your favorite 1 year goals, and then you write out why you want those goals because purpose is stronger than object. And what that means is one of his quotes is if you put purpose behind why you want to do something, it's a lot more energetically strong than just wanting an object, right? So if you're like, oh, I just want a really nice house. It's like, okay, why do you want a really nice house? Is it because you want to have big, beautiful gatherings where everyone can come over for Christmas and Thanksgiving and birthdays and all of that stuff? That's so much stronger than just wanting a pretty house. And if we're talking about energetics and manifestation and all of that stuff, all of that has to draw things to you. So that's one of the things that you do is you write down your whys. And then the last step is who are you going to become in the process of achieving those goals? So I'm going to send a link to the Google Doc if people want to do it later because you can't do it right now. And then if you guys are down, I say we start. I can put a little 5-minute timer on my phone and I'll let you guys know when we're done. So what you're doing right now is we're going to take 5 minutes and write down as many goals as you can. These are going to be family goals, like things that you want to do with your family, relationship goals, financial goals, generosity goals, like people you want to give money to, things that you want to contribute to, charities that you want to create or be a part of, vacation goals, travel goals. Really just shoot for the moon. Just think of anything, even little things like You want to learn a new recipe or whatever it is. Honestly, just everything you can think of. He recommends 50, which if you're doing 10-year goals is 5 goals a year. So it's not crazy, but just try to come up with all the different kinds of goals that you would want. And then don't think too much about it. Just make a list, very simple, one line for each goal. And I will start the timer right now. So you guys should be able to see my screen.
Perfect.
Yeah. I can zoom it in a little bit. And then pull up some tools. Do you guys hear that music by chance?
No. I was wondering,
Cool.
did the timer start?
Yes, the timer is running.
Okay.
We have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't know how you share sound and screen at the same time. Corey might
Yeah,
know.
you have to, there's 2 boxes somewhere over to the right when you're in that, on that tab.
How about now?
Got it.
Boom.
Cool. Okie doke. So now on our next session, we're going to take just a few minutes, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and go through that list and mark next to each one whether it is a 1 year goal, a 3 year goal, a 5 year goal, or a 10 year goal. I'm going to set the timer for, let's do 3 minutes. Okay. How's everyone feeling about that? You guys want some more time?
I feel good.
All set.
Cool. So then look at your list. I'm sure as you were writing it down, you were starting to see where your, I don't want to say like where your potential lies, but some of us are going to have a lot of 1 year goals and some of us are going to have a lot of 10 year goals, right? And so it is a representation of what you think you can accomplish and maybe think about why. Maybe write yourself a little note to meditate on why you think it's going to be a lot of things in 5 years or a lot of things right now because you're just on a killer roll and you're just going to knock out everything. Or maybe consideration is maybe your goals are too small and they're really easy to accomplish. And you're like, I can knock out everything in a year. Just try to look at your list later when you have some more time because what I hope for all of you is that this becomes something that you do regularly, just this like brain dump of ongoing goals. And as you go through them, you check off things that you've accomplished and celebrate them because that's huge. Dopamine gets released, all of that stuff. So even if it's something really small or if it's something massive, just make sure that you celebrate. That way you are rewarding yourself for achieving these things. There's psychologically something about checking things off your list. So just make sure that you do that. And then as you go through and review these later in your life, you might be like, what in the heck? How was that even a goal? Like, I never want to do that. So these things are going to change. So I think it's really interesting to go back and look at all your old lists and be like, why did I want that? I used to want a Ram pickup. I was looking at one of my lists from when I was younger, like in a journal of my goals, and I wanted a Dodge Ram pickup. Like, what? Who knows? You just never know. It's so not me, but it's very interesting. So I highly recommend that even if you're using just like a piece of paper that you tuck it into some kind of a notebook or something, because I just feel like it'll be entertaining at the very least. So then the next thing that we're going to do is you're going to go through your 1 year goals and pick your three top 1 year goals, just so that we can start doing some of that smart, actionable idea breakdowns for each of those. It just would be very difficult to do for all of them, and your brain just goes into overload. So you just want to try to give it a better target. And so three seems very manageable and is just a nice number. So we're going to pick three of your 1 year goals. And then next to each one of those, once you've picked them out, this is going to be quick. We're just going to pick them out, and you can do this while I'm talking to you if you want, and put those on a separate list at the very bottom, on the back side, whatever you want to do. Write those out separately and give yourself a little bit of space because we're going to be writing next to each one of those once you have them written down. So let's just take a quick minute, do that. A minute goes by really fast. If you have your three goals written out, the next thing I want to do is put your why next to each one. Why do you want each one of those three 1 year goals? I'll put 3 minutes on for that. Time's up. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of clarity as to why you want those goals. And you might start seeing like a little bit of a trend, some similarities to why you want certain goals. It might all be around having more time freedom. Who knows? Whatever it is that you have for your reasons, it's all going to tie together as we go into the next part. And then the next part, I want everybody to write down the sentence, what kind of person must I become to attract and achieve what I want? What kind of person must I become to attract and achieve what I want? And then answer that question. Who would you need to be to achieve these things? I'm going to give us 5 minutes for that. 5 minutes is up. How does everyone feel about their goals?
Ready to rock now, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
feel good.
I'm like, I should have already gotten some of these things done. So it's glad we're doing this.
You're on your way, my friend. You're on your way.
Let's go.
I feel a little
Were any
intimidated.
was it? Do you?
A little bit. But
Okay,
I
that's
think that's a good
good.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Being scared is the best thing. Being a little intimidated about what you want to knock out of the park is good.
Yeah.
As long as it's in alignment with what you really want and not what society wants, right? That's a whole nother thing. But that's why the why part was really important, right? Is it an actual aligned why and not just a who will think I'm successful why? I will feel successful. Hopefully that was clear. And if it's not, no judgment. You literally can just scratch that off your list if you realize, I really wanted that stupid Dodge Ram because some boy had one and I thought it was cool. I don't know, right? I don't know why I wanted one. I didn't write down the why at the time, but I'm sure it wasn't a good reason because I no longer want it. But silly example.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's things that, go ahead.
I was just gonna say attaching the why to it definitely makes it good. I think I'm more so intimidated by the last question of, okay, so who do you have to become in order to do those things? And that's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that, but it's easy to not be that person because and this goes back to all the things we've talked about in the last couple weeks of like habits that we have and all those things, and the limiting beliefs we create on ourselves and everything. But yeah, I think that's why the why aspect of it is huge too, because if you have a reason to want to do these things, then those reasons should be worth whatever it costs to get them.
Yeah, for sure. And I invite everyone to, if you, whatever you wrote for who are you becoming or what kind of person are you becoming, if you didn't write it in the term I am becoming a person who as the beginning of your sentence, I would recommend people write that out because of course language is important, making sure that you're in the present tense, even if it's I am becoming, but you're currently becoming and not I will be the type of person who. You want to make sure that you rewrite your statement as I am becoming the type of person who prioritizes my health. I am becoming the type of person who enjoys going to the gym. I'm becoming the type of person who has money making ideas constantly flowing into my mind. I'm becoming the type of person that people want to give money to, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to do private money lending, I'm becoming the type of person that people easily trust, whatever it is. But using that kind of statement is really powerful.
100%. 100%.
Do you have any other questions or wanted to share?
I need to get a passport.
Oh, okay. You can do that tomorrow, Corey.
I
Tomorrow.
Never had one. I've never had one, and I need one.
Oh, wow.
Like ASAP.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Oh, wow. Christina.
Yeah. That's on my list too. Very cool. We're doing. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Now I think you could do it without having to go anywhere. I think is from what I've seen.
You can do it online.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things that just keeps getting put off.
Exactly. That's
yeah. But I need it to do some things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to go to Portugal. Visit.
Maybe that could be a topic for one of y'all's next ones next month is things you keep putting off that need to be done.
Okay.
I like it. Jackie's writing it down.
I think the person I'm currently trying to become more of must be more focused, more balanced, willing to be even more uncomfortable, right? By stepping outside of these boxes sometimes, you know what I mean? And just more of a stronger mind, right? More of the no fear and always more loving and caring.
I love it. I feel like that's all bravery, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because one of my major goals is to get 5 flips going at one time.
Ooh.
And I put achieving this will bring my business to a new level. It'll put me on deck for getting 10 plus deals going at one time.
That's right.
I'd love to do 100 flips in a year. And this will actually ultimately open up the freedom that I'm looking for in life.
Heck yeah.
I love it. Put that passport to use.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
not gonna do 100 deals I can't say that I couldn't, but I don't think 100 deals in 1 year are gonna come in from Sarasota County.
I was gonna say it's a lot of deals in Florida, but
Yeah.
hey, it could
It's
be
gonna,
done.
yeah, it's gonna definitely take getting outside in different states and possibly outside of the country. That would be awesome.
You want
Yeah.
to do one in Jacksonville?
What's really cool is I know all of Jacksonville. Like, just I grew up there. I know all the areas, the territory, what's good, what's maybe not the best side of town, and Worth. Hell yeah, I'd love to do a deal in Jacksonville.
Sweet.
I heard it's a hot spot. I literally just saw something that was like some investor was like, I'm doubling down in Jacksonville. And I was like,
It's a good spot. It's a good spot in Florida. So it's a quiet place, family oriented. A lot of people want to live there because it's not too crazy. So
yeah. And it's got water.
and it's got water. You got beaches
Yeah.
and rivers and
Yeah.
lakes.
Good waves.
Where are you at now, Jackie?
We're in Oregon. We're about to be in California.
Oregon.
Yeah.
You guys are
Nice.
living the life. I love it.
I know. Where in
Yeah.
Oregon?
Right now we're on the Pacific Coast in a place called Brookings.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty
We have
nice.
friends that live in Medford, and it's such a funny little town. Not many people know of it, but it's close to everything, and there's so many pretty mountains and hiking. And
Yeah, we went to a hot springs yesterday. That was really nice.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man, that's all good stuff. I need to dive back into that spiritual side of myself, man. It's been a minute. I've fallen on meditation a little bit, breathwork practice, and especially like being in that retreat style space. Definitely.
it's been a wild couple of weeks. We got to give ourselves some grace. Like, I have not been meditating as much as I'd like to. I haven't gone on my beach walks. Like, it's been a weird 2 weeks. There's been a lot happening. I've had like prioritizing other people over myself, which is not what we're supposed to be doing. First thing in the morning, I'm like out the door making sandwiches for people and like passing out water and emptying houses and just bringing generators to people, and just hasn't been the usual, not been, but we can get back on the horse.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's about that time.
Exactly.
It's definitely some work to help other people that are in need from hurricanes like that. So bless you all that are helping everybody, and glad
Same to you, friend. It's just, we're so blessed to not have had damage. You know what I mean? We're so grateful. So I was like, all right, who needs help? What can I do? The little things that we can do is I made a bunch of peanut butter and like 150 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, emptied out Costco, and just little things to just, people are out here working, emptying out stuff and linemen and all that jazz. So just little bits that we can do to make everybody smile and make their day a little bit better.
100%, man. Definitely glory to that for sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we gotta be grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. You're gonna make me cry.
Aw. I've been crying the whole time. Every time I see something, I'm like, mostly, again, I curate my social media, so it's been a lot of positive things, like people helping and all the people saving all these dogs, and I can't. I just, oh yeah, I've been a wreck. Mark's, what happened? And I'm like, look at this dog. Like, have you guys heard? Like, all these people took foster animals out of the Humane Society and then fell in love with them and kept them.
Oh, wow, no.
Yeah. So all these dogs and cats got like unexpected homes because people were like, I can take them in for a little bit. They just need to weather the storm. And then what happens with animals is you fall in love with them, and now everyone's keeping their animals. And I'm like, oh, I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There's benefits. Good things happen.
Man.
I definitely kept this link and I'm saving it.
Yeah.
Does anybody need the link to the sheet again? At the bottom of it, I put a YouTube video of Jim Rohn going through the steps. And
I love Jim Rohn, by the way.
I literally just keep listening to him over and over again. He just seems like
he's
such
awesome.
a good human.
I just put our Facebook group in the chat too. That's going to be where we'll be able to communicate with each other. Monica, if you want to share the link in there too,
I definitely will.
group, yeah, that'll be good.
You guys want to do a meditation, or you want to do it since we did the goal setting?
I'm down. If you're offering, I love your guided meditations.
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool.
If we could just make it a little shorter.
I'll make it 5 minutes.
Okay, sweet.
Does that work?
Little
Yes.
5 minutes of presence.
I love it.
5 minutes of presence. And yeah, really, I think we're gonna just focus on that person that we want to be. If everyone is ready, we can close our eyes. We've already got the music.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's close our eyes. Be comfortable. I like to put my hands so that they're facing up, open, receptive. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose, out through your nose. Filling your chest, filling your abdomen, down deep into your belly. Emptying out from your belly first, contracting your diaphragm. You want to check in on your shoulders, make sure that they're relaxed. Crack your neck, check in with your jaw, loose, relaxed. One deep breath. I'd like you to start to form an image of your future self. Yourself from October 15th, 2025. What does that person look like? What does that you look like? What are they doing? What are they wearing? Who are they with? They seem happy? They seem to be living the life of someone who's achieved those 1 year goals. Where are they living? Are they excited to get up in the morning? How generous is that person? Are they excited to achieve those 3 year goals? Or have they achieved some of them already? You're just people watching, observing them, seeing how they move. That vision of this person is not clear. It's just an idea. You're piecing it together. Feel free to give yourself some grace. Consider still have time, you can repeat this meditation tomorrow. I like to repeat it about every week before I go to sleep. I envision myself, my future self, how far she's gone. You can revisit whenever. Take yourself to a different time. Envision your 5-year self, 10-year self. I invite you to jot down some notes after each one of these meditations, something you observed, or write down an entire story of what that person's day looked like. These can be very powerful manifestation tools. As you say goodbye to your future self, see you later, see you soon. Few deep breaths as you fade away from this picture, from this time. Deep breath. As always, thank you so much for being here. We're grateful for you joining us, giving us your time, sharing your presence with us. The light in me, deep, recognizing light. Namaste. Feel free to come back to the room slowly, your fingers closed. Open your eyes. Goes fast, but hopefully get a good clear picture. Saw something that you like. If you saw something you didn't like, work on that.
It's funny.
We don't want to see things we don't like in our future. Write it down.
Right.
Thank you guys
I
for
appreciate
coming.
you, Monica. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Monica, thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Jackie. It's good to see everybody, man.
I know. So good to see you guys.
Glad that everybody's safe here on this call. And man, let's keep growing this call, you guys. I'll be here every week, man. I love
Same.
it.
Yes, thank
Love
you
you guys
guys.
too.
See you next week.